Greetings and welcome to the Manitou Mineral Springs in Colorado, home to many of the state's most unique mineral springs found here. For each of the springs contains different amounts of content in terms of calcium, magnesium, potassium, sodium, and many others. More information about what each of the minerals does to the body can be found on the back side of the Manitou Mineral Springs content brochure. The springs were not known to the outside world until the mid to late 1800s, except for the American Indians that lived around here. The Indians believed the water to be sacred, a gift from the Great Spirit with medicinal properties. The amount of attention it got for its health-oriented culture thrived until the 1930s when the pharmaceutical industry was introduced. To give some examples about each of the mineral springs' history and where it is located on the map, let's take a look at the first one when you enter Manitou, and it is called 7 Minute Spring. In 1909, 7 Minute Spring was drilled adjacent to the site of the former Manitou House Hotel and produced a geysering event every 7 minutes. It was replaced in 1993, where two fonts were designed by Burl Burgess and Don Green in collaboration with Maxine Green. The content of the mineral spring indicated here shows that it has the lowest amount of alkalinity, also known as bicarbonate, than any other spring, as well as fluoride, iron, potassium, silica, and zinc. Another example is the Wheeler Spring. Jerome B. Wheeler was famous for his banking, mining, and railroad interests, and owned a large estate called Windermere. He was known for building a bottling plant that helped distribute the mineral water. His son-in-law drilled this spring in 1920 in his honor, where the font was created by Fred Darpino. The most interesting thing about this spring is that it has the highest amount of copper than any other spring, even in close proximity to 3 other springs. The Cheyenne Spring is the one closest to the middle of town. This spring is a natural artesian soda spring, which was not developed commercially until 1893. It was being used by Mr. Wheeler's bottling company plant, upon which this spring has the highest amount of magnesium and potassium. The font was designed and fabricated by Paul Rogers. One last spring we can cover for you is the Twin Mineral Spring. The Twin Mineral Spring was drilled in the 1920s by William S. Crosby. It was named after 2 flows of mineral water from different depths that are combined at this sweet-tasting soda water font, most popularly used for mineral water lemonade. The font was designed and cast by Kirsten Erickson. This spring has the lowest amount of chloride, copper, iron, lithium, manganese, sodium, and sulfate, but also has the lowest in terms of the least total dissolved solids than all the mineral springs. There's a lot more to be discovered here at Manitou Mineral Springs that will help quench your thirst for knowledge and for good health to mind and body. We hope that you come visit here soon and enjoy the culture and environment in Manitou Springs, Colorado.